Our ego is not the enemy. Your ego is not the enemy. My ego is not the enemy. What is the enemy is when we get confused and think that's who we are. That's the only problem with the ego. It's a question of who am I? What is the ego then? The ego is something that the mind of our body made up for several purposes. I'll give you 3 of them. There may be many more. It's part of the structure that helps us survive. So one of the impulses of the ego is to survive. Now it gets confused sometimes as to what is necessary for survival and what is imagined to be necessary for survival, but it's about survival. And the other 2 may be related to that, but they're worth mentioning separately. The ego is also a structure through which we connect with ourselves, our bodies, our beings, connect with each other, fellow humans, fellow beings, the animals, the plants, and connect with something larger than ourselves. Some might call it God, the universe, whatever it is. So it's a means of connection in this world that seems filled with separation. And finally, at least for today, it's a platform, a mechanism through which we create. We have this deep-seated impulse to create. We are creator beings. And the ego is one tool of the mind that helps our bodies, our beings, create in this lifetime. So the problem is not the ego. We just need to step back and find out who we are, which is that which is aware of the ego, and then witness with compassion the operations of the ego, always making sure that we remind ourselves that we are not this tool of the mind. The ego is not the enemy.